This is Jeopardy! Here are today's contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Hey, Johnny, thank you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck. Here we go into the Jeopardy round. The categories for the Jeopardy round are ice cream, food words and phrases, Meet the Robinsons, literary geography, historic women, and manimal. Where do we begin, player 1? Point the Wii remote. In a Rudyard Kipling story, one of these animals saves a family from a deadly cobra. Yes, player 1. Use the Wii remote or press the corresponding... Good. Player 1. A rhesus or a macaque? Here's what we wanted. A monkey. Select again. Of the 3 animals on Ontario, Canada's coat of arms, the one that fits the category. It's player 2. That's correct. Choose again. Player 2. The scarlet species of this tropical flyer is known for its brilliant plumage and strong voice. Player 1. Correct. Player 1. We're sure you'll just love Ondatra zebethicus, this rodent. Okay, player 1. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 3? Yes. In 1947, he shattered baseball's color line. Yes, player 1. Right. You again, player 1. Like a famous mister of song, it was the nickname of tap dancer Bill Robinson. It's player 2. Yes. Player 2. Pick again. This Motown legend co-wrote My Girl and Tears of a Clown. Let's hear it, player 1. Good. Please pick again. In 1951, he defeated Jake LaMotta to become middleweight boxing champ. Yes, player 3. Yep. Player 3, back to you. Emmanuel Goldenberg was the real name of the Robinson who used this first name on the stage. Okay, player 2. Right. We return to you, player 2. Cohen and Greenfield are the last names of the co-founders of this company that created Cherry Garcia ice cream. It's player 2. Correct. You get to pick again, player 2. Though it started with just 31 flavors, this chain now has more than 1,000, including SPF 31. Player 2. Good for you. Player 2. This treat gets its name because a certain fruit is cut lengthwise and then topped with ice cream, nuts, and whipped cream. Let's hear it, player 2. Right. Player 2, pick again. This three-flavored ice cream is named for an Italian city. Yes, player 1. That's right, way to go. Select again. Many claim to have invented these. One man made them from waffles at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. Please pick again, player 3. Breakfast dish that can also mean to flatten. Let's hear it, player 2. That is correct. You again, player 2. In 1966, the U.S. government banned M80s and these round red firecrackers. It's player 1. Yes. We return. Answer, the Daily Double. Player 1, you're in last place, so let's see if you can close the gap. So what? All right, here's your clue. Used before barrel, it suggests the homespun style and philosophy of rural folk. Worked out for you. You're now in second. Player 1, you pick again. It's the spicy two-word name for a type of knot that lets you join a rope to a rail or a post. Player 2. Right you are. Player 2, back to you for our next selection. Kelly?
A nursery rhyme says, this person, mend my shoe. Get it done by 2:30.
Here's the correct response. Cobbler. Player 2, back to you. In Chapter 8 of this novel, Atlanta is very exhilarating and temporarily even better than Tara. Okay, player 3.
Yeah!
That's it. You get to pick again, player 3. In the preface to the Moonstone, Vishnu commands 3 Brahmins in this country to guard the title gem night and day. Let's hear it, player 2.
Yeah!
Correct. Mrs. Bennet says, the country is a vast deal pleasanter than this city. It's player 3. That's correct. You again, player 3. In Chapter 5 of The Sun Also Rises, horse chestnut trees are in bloom in this city's Luxembourg Gardens. Here's what we were looking for. Paris. You get to pick again, player 3. It's the first river mentioned in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Yes, player 3. Good. Player 3, back to you. This Secretary of State, whose first name is from a musical term, had originally planned to be a concert pianist. We're talking about Condoleezza Rice. Player 3, you pick again, please. Shortly after her disappearance, her publisher, husband George Putnam, released Last Flight, containing her diaries. Here's the correct response. Amelia Earhart. Select again. The Moses of her people, she helped hundreds of slaves escape along the Underground Railroad. Player 1? You are correct. We return to you, Player 1. She met her beloved teacher Anne Sullivan in 1887. It's Player 2. Yes. Here's the $1,000 clue for you. This first American woman in space heads a company geared to girls who are interested in science and math. Okay, Player 3. You got it. Player 1 is going first in the Double Jeopardy round, which starts after this. Categories for the Double Jeopardy round are adjectives, the fabulous 50s, Shakespeare's characters, Monroe-Puri, turn, 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 and your history. Player 1, you go first in this Double Jeopardy round. This adjective precedes grace in the name of a hymn. Yes, Player 1? Yeah. Right. Player 1, pick again. From the Latin for falling down, it's used to describe a tree that sheds its leaves annually. Player 1? Yeah. That is correct. Please pick again, Player 1. From the Latin for flowing, it means able to speak or write smoothly as a foreign language. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yeah, good. Player 1, back to you for our... This adjective that means weirdly frightening comes from the Old English for cowardly. Player 3? Hey, you're right. Choose again, Player 3. This 10-letter adjective, meaning extraordinarily great in size, comes from the Latin for to shake. Okay, Player 1. That's correct. Player 1, you pick again, please. Heads up, this 16th century British king had 6 wives and a 2-door garage. Yes, Player 1. You are correct. You get to pick again, Player 1. Hold the phone, said Elisha Gray and Thomas Edison, who both sued this Scottish-born inventor and lost. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's correct. Select again. In 45 BC, this Roman's army defeated the 2 sons of Pompey. It would be his final battle. It's Player 1. Yeah, good. Player 1, back to you. Answer, the first of the 2 daily doubles. Here is your clue. This future U.S. president graduated from West Point in 1915, 61st in a class of 164. Worked out for you. Player 1, you pick again. For a woman's right to vote died in 1906, 14 years before the 19th Amendment made her dream a reality. Let's hear it, Player 3. Yes. Player 3, pick again. Elementary, my dear Watson. Leslie Howard's son Ronald played him on a 1954 TV series. It's player 1. Right. Please pick again, player 1. A series of nightmares that C.S. Lewis had about these animals inspired him to write his first Narnia book. Okay, player 1. That is correct. Player 1, back to you. This future U.S. First Lady went to England to cover Queen Elizabeth II's coronation for the Washington Times-Herald. Player 2. Correct.
Yeah!
We return to you, player 2. This actor hit the top 40 with the song Moonlight Swim. A few years later, he went psycho. Yes, player 2. That's not it. Any other takers? Let's hear it, player 3. Good for you. Select again. Cary Grant's wife, Betsy Drake, survived the 1956 sinking of this ocean liner. Okay, player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Player 2. That is correct. Player 2, you pick again, please. There's something in his soul o'er which his melancholy sits on brood is said of this title character. We're talking about Hamlet. Player 2, pick again. Friar John gets quarantined, so he never delivers that really important letter that this friar wrote to Romeo. It's player 1. Good. You again, player 1. She's in Troy when she tells Pandarus, "Go hang yourself, you naughty mocking uncle." Yes, player 3. You got it. We return to you, player 3. This man boasts, "He that knows better how to tame a shrew, now let him speak." Let's hear it, player 1. That's right, way to go. Please pick again, player 1. The appropriately named Servilius is a servant to this title guy of Athens. Okay, player 2. Right. Player 2, back to you for our next selection. Like a loon's, a tern's feet have this feature. Yet terns are not notable swimmers. Player 1. Good. Choose again, player 1. The sooty tern is about 16 inches long, with a white forehead, and is otherwise this color above and white below. Yes, player 1. Yeah! That's it. You get to pick again, player 1. This geographic tern's 20,000-mile trip gives it the longest migration of any bird. Yes. Player 1. Terns eat insects, small fish, and this type of arthropod whose name comes from the Latin for hard-shelled ones. Okay, player 2. That's correct. Please pick again. Player 2. It's player 3. Hey, you're right. You again, player 3. Forget DiMaggio and Berra. The secret to the Yankees' 11 pennants from 1947 to 1960 was Lucy Monroe's singing of this. Choose again, player 3. Answer. The other Daily Double. You are currently in second place. What are you going to wager? Okay, here is the clue. See Marilyn Monroe train as a child psychologist and co-write the book starring this unexciting boy-girl pair. You've moved up to first place. Player 3, pick again. 1940s singing star Vaughn Monroe had a rich voice in this middle male range, hence the nickname Old Leather Tonsils. Yes, player 2. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 3? Right. You get to pick again, player 3. In 1912, Harriet Monroe launched the magazine simply called This. It soon published T.S. Eliot and Ezra Pound. Here's what we wanted. Poetry. And now the $2,000 clue. Named for the sea between Southeast Europe and Asia, this 21-inch long bird is one of the largest kinds of tern. Let's hear it, player 3. Yep. Looks like you'll all be moving on to Final Jeopardy after this break. Consider your wagers carefully as you think on this category. Military men. What are you going to wager? Press the corresponding direction on the plus control pad to select your response. The Final Jeopardy clue is: books about this American are subtitled Warrior as Wordsmith and The Far Eastern General. Your response? And this correct response will add how much to your score? Did you come up with the correct response? And that correct response will add... What did you put as your response? With that correct response, you will gain You've come out ahead as our champion, player 3. Everybody.